Do you ever ask yourself, how is it exactly that you got to this point in your life? Like, how did all the junctions lead up to this point right here, right now? Do you ever count your blessings, practice gratitude, wonder how lucky you ever got? I do, every day. I'm in Goulburn on a road trip. Hey, Rod. Headed down to the National Disability Summit, and I'm really fortunate and I guess honoured to be guest speaking for the second year in a row. I'm just going to give you a bit of a glimpse into how much luggage it takes to travel when you have a disability. So I've got my Permobil F5 wheelchair packed down here, 2 suitcases, walking frame there, positioning pillows. Jesus, it's a lot. But that's the reality, right? That's the reality of living with a disability. MS and bipolar 1. Yep, that's the cold, hard reality. But off we go. Back on the road. First stop, Albury. You're a good driver, good and smooth. Oh, and by the way, if I haven't introduced myself, my name's Nina, and this is a really good life. I shoot vlogs about the everyday, no bullshit reality of living with a disability. So if that's something that interests you, stick around, because it's going to be one hell of a ride. Woo! Stopped at the Jugiong Hotel, the Sir George Hotel. Got a little, look at this, look how delightful that is. It's called Little George. Cheeseburger, fries, what'd you get?
Just chicken and fries.
Ooh.
Quite nice.
Cheers to that.
Cold drink for me.
Made it to the hotel and look at my medication box. Like, fuck me, this is just some medications of what it takes to keep me well as someone living with disability. Got to the hotel in Albury, which is where I am now. I'm in the bedroom, and I crashed out for 2 hours. I had the most deepest coma nap that you could possibly have. Had a nice dinner in the restaurant, and now I'm back to bed again. I feel like I spend half of my life in bed. Like, fatigue is something that I've struggled with for a very long time, and I often look at able-bodied people and I just marvel, like, how do they do all that they do? I just can't remember that. You alright? Alright, cheers. I just can't remember how they do everything that they do. Another thing I struggle with is I can't, travel by myself anymore or do a lot of things by myself. So I always have someone with me for support workers. So I'm never really alone. But the strange thing is that I rely on them, but in many ways, being surrounded by them all the time makes you feel even more isolated. I don't know, it's this weird feeling. But then again, I have felt like that much of my life. That's something to unpack. Deep thoughts. It's 8:30, so that means it's time for bed for me. Tomorrow is pack up, head to Melbourne, probably get there at around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, check in. A lot of the conference, I'm staying at the same hotel that the conference is at, so there'll be a lot of conference attendees checking in at the same time, get some dinner, get a good night's sleep, be ready and fresh for the next day. And I'm not on stage speaking until 2:30, but Bill Shorten is on just prior, I believe. All right, see you tomorrow. Good morning and happy Wednesday. Just woke up at 6:30 a.m. I'm really still fatigued because this is what it's like waking up after you take certain medications for bipolar. But I got a cup of tea and I'm enjoying the view and try and get ready for breakfast. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Oh, had breakfast. Actually slept pretty good last night, and now I'm down by the Murray River in Albury. I've only got like 15 minutes here max before I've got to hit the road and head on, you know, but this is just stunning. Like, I could not come here and not come along here. Apparently there's a sculpture walk, but you can hear the birds. It's crisp, cool, and I'm in my comfy Permobil F5, so no pain, no fatigue right now. It's just beautiful. This is the life, eh? This is the life. Made it to Benalla, right? I'm at the river. I'm waiting for Rob to go and get some fish and chips. We just stopped here, have a quick bite to eat. I need to piss. I really need to piss. What is it about turning 40? After I turned 40, I couldn't stop pissing. I piss like a racehorse now. But I wanted to say that as a support coordinator, many of you already know that I am an NDIS registered provider. I'm a support coordinator, and my business is called the Hand Up Space. And I mainly work with NDIS participants in Sydney and Wollongong and Nowra, but I do have some remote participants in various other parts of Australia. And I just stopped in at Wodonga to see a participant on the way down to Melbourne, you know, just to say hello, because I don't get to see them except on a Zoom screen. And it was so nice just to have that face to face. We had a cup of tea and talked about SDA housing amongst a lot of other things, but it was so humbling to be invited into her home and spend time with her and her support worker. I'm so blessed to have this life, I really am. So yeah, I need to pee and I'm so hungry. There's my Permobil F5. She's a beast. She's a beast. This is a new wheelchair after, I don't know, 7-8 years. The last one saw better days, and she's been replaced by a new girl. Whenever I see a weeping willow, I always think of my mum, because we had one in our backyard when I grew up, and she'd always send me down to the beach to get bags. Like, I'd have to shove seaweed into hessian bags and drag them back from the beach, because apparently they were really good fertiliser for the willow. So every time I see them, I think of Mama. So Mama, this one's for you. I think Mama would be proud of me if she knew that I was going to Melbourne to speak at the National Disability Summit on thriving and not just surviving under NDIS, and how, even though there's such a lot of change in the NDIS landscape, and Bill Shorten's coming in with the wrecking ball, changing so many things about, I think it's still really, really important to keep hope, because NDIS was meant to be a social revolution. It never quite achieved that level of greatness, but I still think that you have to have hope for good things. And if I didn't believe that, what would be the point of all of this? What's the point of working in the NDIS landscape if you don't believe that one day people with disability will have true equity and equality and will be represented in all levels of society? I have to believe that, right? I do. So I've arrived at the Crown Promenade, and I'll give you a room tour. So when you come in, you've got a little bar fridge there, study desk, there's my Permobil F5, lounge, TV, dining table area. These views are stunning. Look at that. Hello, Melbourne. Oh, hello. Isn't it glorious? But don't look down. And then we come into the bedroom. So that's the bedroom there. And again, full glass windows. Imagine what this is going to be at night, looking at the lights, or in the morning with the sun rising. Oh, it's just stunning. Nice comfy king size bed, and in here is the bathroom. Now again, this is not what they call an accessible bathroom. They didn't have any left when I booked, So you do have a spa tub. I mean, I don't know how I'd get out of that. But you've got the shower here, and I've got a portable shower chair and just the toilet there. And his and hers vanity. And there you go, Crown Promenade. It's day one of the National Disability Summit, and I'm up, I'm dressed, ready to head downstairs for breakfast. Should we do outfit of the day? So, if you come around this way, I'll show you. Now, I'm wearing a red pantsuit. This is both by a brand called Curvaceous, but the thing is, it's two different types of red. Does that matter? Is that like a fashion boo-boo? I don't know, but we're going with it. And I've just got black jacket over the top and these resin earrings in red. Aren't they stunning? Aren't they stunning? This view, like, I have been sitting here this morning looking at all the people coming into work, and I've been in this bit of a philosophical mood lately. I look at them, do you ever do this? And I wonder, where are they coming from? Where are they going? What are they doing? And how did they get to this point right here today in their life? Because, yeah, wow, here we are. Day one, National Disability Summit. Breakfast time.
Emma, for those of you who don't know, has been a mum or a stepmom to 6 children, 3 who live with disability, including 2 stepsons and a young daughter who has Down syndrome. Meanwhile, she's simultaneously fought and survived breast cancer. Please join me in welcoming Emma to stage.
And he likes to get 3 or 4 questions at once. So it would be a big help for me if you can practice putting more questions on here. So, Bill Shorten is the Minister for the National Disability Insurance Scheme, the Minister for Government Service, and was the leader of the Australian Labor Party from 2013 to 2019. And I'll hand over the floor to Minister Shorten. Please make him welcome.
3-year terms. What I wanted to do is recap where we started in June of 2022 and where we're at now, and where I think we're headed in the future. In 2022, we said that we wanted to review how the NDIS was working. At that stage, the scheme was about 9 years since the first 4 test sites were rolled out in 2013, trial sites.
Hello friends, how are you all? I can tell the 3 p.m. slump has set in, you're all looking a little bit tired. My name's Nina and I'm thrilled to be here at the summit for the 2nd year in a row, and I run the Hand Up Space, which is an NDIS registered, disability-led and independent provider of support coordination. To me, it's more than just a business. It's a platform driven by lived experience and passion. My journey is personal. I'm also an NDIS participant. I have a physical disability, MS, and a psychosocial one, bipolar 1.
Hi, I'm Kathy. I'm a strong, independent woman living with cerebral palsy and a genetic marker. The genetic marker is an ADCY5 mutation, which makes the cerebral palsy worse. As I am ageing, I also am living with an intellectual disability. I finally found my voice, becoming an emerging leader with QD and Disability Network. I feel I have conquered and found my voice for people living with disabilities and our next generation of advocates.
I'm Alex. I'm I graduated 24 years ago as Australia's first profoundly deaf veterinarian. My parents probably told me about 12 months ago that I was not expected to have a reading age beyond the age of 8. So it was really poignant to hear a Bill comment about the tyranny of expectations. And I'm very passionate about combating ableism. I'm a treasurer of the Veterinary Kaleidoscope, which is an advocacy organisation that's been in place for about 18 months for inclusion of Indigenous people, culturally marginalised people, neurodiversity, disability, chronic illness, and the rainbow tribe, as we call them. It may seem strange that I'm here speaking at a conference which is predominantly about the NDIS.
Nina, you have formed the Disability Alliance. Can you tell me how, or explain to everybody how that operates?
As a support coordinator, there's a great deal of burnout in the sector, and I have been looking for such a place of collaboration and a community of practice for a long time. There is a real need for it in the Illawarra, but it wasn't there. So I've just decided to create that myself. And it's an opportunity for me, after nearly 10 years now working in support coordination, to give back to the next generation.
Anything you'd like to say before? Gosh, Nina's quiet.
No, I just, it is lovely to be up here in such esteemed company and to be in such a space. And thank you for having me. No other words on that?
Thank you.
Pretty much exactly what Nina said. I'm sort of grateful that I'm able to give some of my experience to whoever is willing to listen, and that's important. So, thank you.
It's a great honour to be here, and I'm really enjoying meeting lots of different people and listening to their stories. Everybody's got very different stories. We met everybody this morning and very, very different, but in a lot of ways it's not really that different. I think that's what we have to hold on to.
Please make great panel, Nina, Alex and Kathy. Please acknowledge them with me. Thank you.
Well, the National Disability Summit has ended. I, as always, love the experience of meeting so many amazing disability advocates and being up on stage speaking about my experiences over the last 12 months, along with Alex and Kathy, two other wonderful humans, and feeling calm and confident. And Kathy sitting next to me, I could tell she was so anxious, and I just had to give her just that little bit of reassurance that it was all going to be okay. But yeah, it's all over now, and I'm down in St Kilda, gonna get myself a nice cup of tea and a cake and just enjoy some downtime. Just enjoy some time to be me, away from fancy conferences. Aha! Which one to choose? White heaven. I think that'd be what I would choose.
He went, yeah, I don't have to, but yeah, I'm gonna get, in the middle of that.
All right, if I ever lose my mind,